Welcome. In the pantheon of Seiko dive watches, there are a few that are more evocative of an era that we probably wouldn't recognize today than the 62 Mas, the 6217, 8001. These watches were built during a time of exploration and change, upheaval. We don't really think about the deep unknowns of the earth quite as much as we used to. There are those who perhaps do it for sport, but there were many at the time who did it for science and did it for learning and understanding of the way that the earth is put together. And they wore watches like this. The history of the dive watch is very well documented out in the world, and you could go back and look at the 30s to the 50s and say that Omega and Rolex had the market cornered, Blancpain, some of the Swiss makers. But when Seiko came along, I think they really used their grammar of design and their approach to how to make something better. And they did. They took a watch and took the sport divers and all of the technology that had been developed to that point, and the style and the simplicity, and turned it into something that is truly a masterstroke in design. And I love these watches. I never quite understood why the 62 Mas was something that people lusted after, but I get it now. I have far too many that I will never part with, but occasionally I get a few that come in as projects, come in as watches that need work, and I try my best to put them into the best possible light. And I think with this one, it really came to life in a way that I was really happy to see. When I got this watch, it was a real wreck, and if I can find a picture, I'll put one in now. But it needed some real attention. The center stack of pinions and gears were frozen. Somebody had tried to set the time with that being the case and stripped a number of parts within, and I have replaced those parts. I'll show you a few things that I did. But I have serviced and fully restored the mechanicals of this watch. Cosmetically, it was in good shape. It has a sort of ghosted bezel that I think is pretty nice. If you want a watch that you can wear and you feel like you can put it on your wrist, this is definitely in that category. I wouldn't call this a collector's watch, but it's a wearing collector's watch. If you want to just show your friends what the best of Seiko early engineering looks like, you can. This is a special one, in fact. It is a 1967 only, and in fact this is from March 67. It's the 118th watch produced in March of 67. But it's a Horseshoe Back, which is fairly rare. I never call Seikos rare, but in terms of availability, there are far, far more of the Dolphin Back than the Horseshoe Back 62 Masses. Like I said, this watch has been fully restored mechanically. The crown, of course, has been rebuilt. There's the crown gasket that came from this watch. So that is now a nice supple O-ring that's doing its job. This is mechanically disassembled, a new O-ring put in, and then mechanically restored back together. The movement is running perfectly. This is a great running movement. It's all 100% original to itself. There is nothing on this watch that has been replaced, other than a few of the mechanical parts. Here's the pieces that I had to find to put back in. This is a cannon pinion and center wheel for a 6200 series movement. and that has a new old stock one of these installed. So really a great watch, a perfectly running, warranted. I warranty all of my work with 1 year, no questions asked on anything mechanical. I can't warranty for water. These are old surfaces, old materials. I just cannot. This watch also comes with its original Perspex crystal, so that will convey with the watch. You know, it's on a Uncle Straps waffle style, which I think is really quite good for these. It's available on the site. I think it's priced well within reason, considering what I had to invest to get this watch right. The cost of my service plus the cost of the watch. You know, if you were to go out and buy one of these on eBay, and then if I had to do what I've done to this watch to get it back to you in this condition, you'd be pretty close to where I am right now on the site. So, you know, it's a pretty good deal. You don't have to worry about any of that. Buying a watch that's vintage comes with its definite you know, disadvantages. You can really feel as though, you know, it's not necessarily something you would understand. What to look for, what is fake, what's real. I can guarantee you, and I will guarantee, that this is a 100% original watch. So if you're interested, please have a look. I don't get these very often, and they don't make it to my site very often. So if you want a 62 Moss that you can wear and enjoy and trust, have a look. Thanks so much for watching.